Hi guys, today I wanted to do a comparison video of two of the same Louis Vuitton products. They're called the LV Clay, or translated key pouches, and in the Monogram canvas. Now, as of June 2021, they retail for 360 Australian dollars each, and you can't get them online. So I got mine either through visiting the store, asking my SA to put one on hold for me, or through client services. These are actually my second and third purchases of the key pouch. The first one that I got, I wasn't quite happy with the condition of the keyring, and so I ended up refunding that one. Jump right into doing the review. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but just by looking at them, I can tell that they are slightly different in shape, which we will go into deeper later. So for now, let's look at the zipper pulls. A lot of people say that when they get theirs, they look like they've been used, but personally I think that that has to do with the hardware being matte, and I'm not very fussed about that. So to me, these look okay. There's no real difference between the two of them. In terms of the zipper pull and how smooth they open and close, you can see that I didn't have a problem with that one. And then if we try this one as well, it's buttery smooth. Right, now both of these are made in France. Let's see if that picks it up right there. Let's check that out as well for now. And do this one as well. Oh, the other one's missing this. Alright, and that one is also made in France. Now, I know that people talk about the stitching on the bottom. I've seen a lot of videos that if a key pouch is made in the USA, there would be light peeking through on the bottom here. Now, as you can tell, there's nothing there, which means that the stitching is done very tightly on the bottom. And that's also the same with this one here. Alright, now let's go into the key rings, because that's the reason why I returned my first one. So we'll inspect this one first. Okay, I can see that there's a scratch right here. I don't know if you can see that right there. Aside from that, there's hairline scratches. Sorry, hair-like scratches. But I don't see anything too dramatic. And then let's have a look at this one here. Now there is a scratch right there. I'm just nitpicking for the purpose of this video, but I'm not going to be very fussed about it because I will end up using this to hold my keys, and so I know that I will be getting scratches on them. Now this one here, it does look like there is that, I don't know if that's a scratch or like dent, but when I run my finger over it, I really don't feel it. And I think that's it for this one. I feel like I did see something on this prior to this video. Oh, right there. There is a scratch that goes down across. Don't think it's really picking it up, but it's there. Again, nothing too dramatic. Now let's look at the stitching, because stitching is a telltale of a good quality product. So I understand that being hand sewn, no two LV products would look exactly the same, identical, so that's besides the fact. Stitching should still be, I believe, on point for any luxury product that you're paying for, because at the end of the day you are paying premium prices for these. Now let's look at the stitching. This one here has a smooth transition going around the corner, and this one is slightly crooked going around. And then if we go and look here, nothing very significant. This one is slightly crooked just right here, whereas this one is just straight across, but that's okay. And then if we go around the corner, it's the same thing again, where it's just crooked and then it goes straight. But this one here, it really stands out to me. Okay, now let's inspect. I would say that this is nothing too bad. The first one that I got, you could almost see the thread that they've used, and I didn't really like that about it as well. So I'm kind of glad that I ended up returning that one. Now this one here looks a bit funny. If I show you from this angle, you could see that like it almost looks like it's missing a chunk on this side, right there. But then when I flip it over, it then looks like it's missing a chunk right here, and just ever so slightly just here as well. So here you go. Now, in terms of the alignment of the monogram prints, I would say that this one here is pretty spot on. Whereas with this one, if you have a look, right here, it's off center. This one not too bad, but then when you look here on this side, that's really off center, I'd say, per, you know, LV standards. But it doesn't affect the functionality, and that's probably why this, you know, isn't counted as a defect. I would say that after getting 3, I've realized that the key pouches are sort of shaped like this rather than like a perfect, you know, rectangle. And so if we look at this here and I line it against my finger, you could see that gap here and then here as well because of that shape. And I would say that, you know, it's not perfect, but this is quite symmetrical. Now, if we go ahead and have a look at this, I don't know if you guys are picking that up, but towards the corner here, it's just a little bit more forward, like outwards, whereas this one, to me, it looks more straight. So if I do that, that's just a little gap there, which is similar to the first one that we had a look at. And then if I do this, it's almost like it is a bigger gap. Yes? No? Let me get something straight to put it up against with. So this is the box. Yep, small gap, and I flip it over, sorry. I'd say that's like, you know, pretty big compared to that side. And we'll do this one as well. Again, the gap. Like, So I guess this one is not as symmetrical. Now each one of them has, you know, the pros and cons, but I think that I will end up keeping this one here, simply because it looks more symmetrical. Now I do know that on the bottom, you know, the alignment of the prints are slightly off center, but because it's not like I will be holding it like this where I see that very often, I'm not very fussed about that. And even though it is crooked around the corner, it's not that bad. Whereas with this one here, this is a perfect crafting of the corner there. Whereas with this one, it just looks a bit funny, like it's missing a chunk of it, but then it's not. See right there. And as well as just this side here, just looking a bit weird to me, and so I will be refunding this one. But yeah, what do you guys think? Which one would you keep? The first one or the second one here? Let me know in the comments.